Good morning, students. Well, myself, Dr. Rajeshwari HV, working as an assistant professor in chemistry, JSS College, Gokak. In this video, I am going to explain the McLafferty rearrangement. It is one of the important topic in mass spectroscopy. Now, let us understand what is the principle behind mass spectroscopy. And this has been explained to you in the previous video. Let us recollect the principle of mass spectroscopy. According to the principle, the molecule is bombarded with a beam of electrons and the molecule undergoes ionization with the emission of two electrons. Even though one electron is bombarded with a molecular ion, so why there is emission of two electrons? One electron is emitted from the molecule itself and the other electron is the bombarded electron, and that's why there is emission of two electrons. And the molecule will form the molecular ion, otherwise also known as radical cation, because it has one unpaired electron and the positive charge on the molecule. The molecular ion or the radical cation, being unstable, undergoes fragmentation, resulting in the formation of the fragment ion or the radical, and part of the molecule will also form the neutral molecules. Remember, students, the mass spectroscopy will detect only the fragment ion and the molecular ion. The radicals, free radicals and the neutral molecules are not detected in the mass spectroscopy. Only the fragment ions and the molecular ions are detected based on their m by z value. Now, the molecular ion can undergo fragmentation using the different types. So, the first one is alpha cleavage, second one is sigma bond cleavage, and third one is inductive effect, and fourth one is McLafferty rearrangement, and the fifth one is retro-Diels-Alder reaction. Now, in your syllabus, let us understand only McLafferty rearrangement. Now, the question arises is, what is the requirement of McLafferty rearrangement? The molecule should possess three important criteria. The first one is having pi electrons, then n electrons, then gamma hydrogen is important. Only those molecule which possesses all these types of requirement, then the molecule can undergo McLafferty rearrangement. So, what is the application of studying the McLafferty rearrangement? So, using the McLafferty rearrangement, we can find out the functional group in the unknown compound. So, this is one of the important application of McLafferty rearrangement. Now, the next question is, which are the compounds that are suitable for McLafferty rearrangement? Now, the examples are listed here. Now, if you remember the requirement for the McLafferty rearrangement, what is the requirement? The molecule should possess pi electrons, n electrons and gamma hydrogen. Now, look at the first example, alcohols. Alcohols have n electrons, of course, the lone pair of electrons present in the oxygen, that is n electrons. It has the gamma hydrogen. So, when you label the position of the carbon atom, you should see the functional group here. The carbon next to the functional group is alpha, and then it is beta, then gamma and delta. So, gamma hydrogen is present, whereas the n electron is also present, but pi electron is absent in the alcohols. There is neither double bond or triple bond in the molecule. So, alcohols will not undergo McLafferty rearrangement. Now, come to the second example, amines. Amines also possess the n electrons and gamma hydrogen. The pi electrons are absent in the amines, so amines will not undergo McLafferty rearrangement. And the third example is aldehydes. The aldehydes here possesses n electrons. The pi electrons are also there. The CO functional group is providing the pi electrons, but the gamma hydrogen is absent in the aldehydes. So this will not undergo McLafferty rearrangement. Then the fourth example is long chain aldehydes, and this gives all the requirements. You can see here the lone pair of electrons, that is n electrons, are present, and the pi electron is also present, gamma hydrogen is also present. So the long chain aldehydes will undergo McLafferty rearrangement. So I have listed few examples of the molecules which undergo McLafferty rearrangement. So aldehydes, long chain aldehydes with minimum 4 carbon atoms will undergo McLafferty rearrangement. So it satisfies all the required conditions. N electrons, pi electrons and gamma hydrogen is present here. Even the ketones here will have N electrons, pi electrons and gamma hydrogen. Acids, that is which has N electrons, pi electrons and gamma hydrogen. Acid derivatives also possess the required criteria. And even the nitriles are also undergo McLafferty rearrangement. So nitrile group is C triple bond N. The N electrons are nitrogen. Then triple bond has pi electrons and gamma hydrogen is also present in the nitriles. And all the three requirements are satisfied by the molecules such as aldehyde, ketones, acids, acid derivatives like amides, esters, acid halides and nitriles. And all these molecules will undergo McLafferty rearrangement. Now let us understand the McLafferty rearrangement using butanol or butyraldehyde as an example. Now according to the previous concept what we have studied, the first requirement for the McLafferty rearrangement is this involves the migration of gamma hydrogen atom and followed by the cleavage of beta bond. So you should remember these two key points here. Whenever there is McLafferty rearrangement, there is migration of gamma hydrogen and followed by cleavage of beta bond. And second requirement is elimination of neutral molecules from the aldehydes, ketones, amides, esters, acid halides, nitriles, etc. takes place. There is elimination of neutral molecules. Then the third requirement is the rearrangement proceeds through a sterically hindered 6-membered transition state. And these three are the key points for McLafferty rearrangement. And these examples are given for you to understand how to label the carbon atoms as alpha, beta and gamma respectively. And you can see this structure. Whenever you label the carbon atoms as alpha, beta and gamma, you have to identify the functional group first. The carbon atom next to the functional group is taken as alpha here, right? So this marked carbon atoms are taken as alpha. In the second molecule, you have to label this carbon atom. So this is the functional group. The carbon atom next to the functional group is alpha. Then the marked one is taken as beta. Now in this cyclic structure, so identify this is the functional group and next to the functional group, the carbon atom is alpha. Then we have beta and gamma hydrogen. So the marked carbon is in the gamma position. Now let us understand the McLafferty rearrangement. So by taking butanol or butyraldehyde as an example. So well we know that in McLafferty rearrangement there is migration of gamma hydrogen and cleavage of beta bond. The butanol or the butyraldehyde is written in the form of cyclic structure. So for the easy rearrangement, you can see here this is the structure of butanol or butyraldehyde. So we have the carbonyl group and the gamma hydrogen. So all the requirements have been satisfied here. It has pi electrons. There is N electrons on the oxygen atom and gamma hydrogen. So the molecular ion or the radical cation now undergoes rearrangement, right? So pi electrons are shifted towards the alpha carbon atom from the carbonyl group and there is cleavage of beta bond and the beta bonds CC double single bond is shifted towards the gamma carbon atom and the gamma hydrogen is eliminated. It will move towards the carbonyl group and there is a formation of bond between the oxygen and the hydrogen. So this rearrangement occurs through the 6-membered transition state. You can see there is formation of 6-membered transition state and this undergoes fragmentation resulting in the MR ion. MR ion means McLafferty rearranged ion or it is also known as fragment ion. So you can see in the structure there is a breakage of beta bond, right? The beta bond is cleaved here whereas the gamma hydrogen migrated towards the oxygen Through this rearrangement, so there is formation of fragment ion, that is McLafferty rearranged ion with the m by z value 44 with the elimination of neutral molecule. The ethene is eliminated as the neutral molecules which can be which has the m by z value 28. The m by z value of the butyrol is 72 and m by z value of fragment ion is 44 and the neutral molecule ethene has the m by z value 28. Well students, we know that one of the important application of McLafferty rearrangement is the identification of the functional group. And this is the general form of general reaction for the McLafferty rearrangement, and this is an X group. Based on the X group we can decide what is the functional group, and this is general form. The parent ion undergoes fragmentation to give the neutral molecule and the fragment ion. So based on the X group we can find out what is the functional group of the molecule, right? So if it is an aldehyde, definitely X group will be H. So right, so if X group is H, if X is H, we can say it is an aldehyde and the m by z value will be 44. So if it is 44, we can say that the molecule is an aldehyde. And next, the ketones, in place of X, if it is CH3 is present, then we say it forms the ketonic group. So we can say it is a ketone and the m by z value will be 58. In case of acids, if X is OH, then it is acids and its m by z value is 60. In case of amides, X is NH2, then the m by z value is 59. In case of esters, X is OCH2 and the m by z value is 74. And this is how we identify the functional group using the McLafferty rearrangement. Well students, let us come to the examination corner. So these are the simple questions that will be asked in the examination. So you can write this as an assignment questions. The first one is write the principle of mass spectroscopy. Of course, this has been explained to you in the video 1. So you can recollect and answer this question. Second one is what is a base peak, right? So base peak and molecular ion peak is important. Then the third one is what is a molecular ion peak or the parent ion peak. So these two questions have been covered in video 1. Then the last question is discuss the McLafferty rearrangement with an example. Is a 4 marks question. This is a very important question, should be asked in the examination. So this is a 2 marks question, right? So all the 3 questions are 2 marks question and the last one is a 4 marks question. Thank you.